for that they do. But I'm burned, man. I'm burned.
Yeah, you're going to sleep good later. I'll go in and look at the comments and see if I can chime in at all.
Yeah. Jessica, I don't like asking you to add nothing more to the pile. We're live, by the way. You are just
Yeah.
so busy.
Oh my goodness. Good to see you. So we're checking in on a Thursday today.
Yeah, almost ready. Hold on. Things still kind of.
Yep.
We are on a Thursday roundup first. Roundup. Attorney time. We're changing the date. Is this permanent, Jay? Is attorney time going to be different?
I think we might have to switch to Thursdays. I have a new project going on that I can share with everybody next month.
Okay.
And so I'm not always in my office at 3:00 on Fridays like I used to be. Sometimes I'm in court, sometimes I'm driving. So Thursdays is probably a safer day. We'll figure it out.
I've been doing whatever I need to do. Where do I send my check to get? I'm just glad to get you on here, Jay.
Yeah, I love visiting with you.
Rounduppers. This is
we
Chris.
Always
Go ahead.
We always learn something from each other.
You're right. I mean, you're what are you, 20 years? Rounduppers, thanks for hanging out with us. This is Chris Haskins with the realestateroundup.com. Typically, I get the chance to hang out with winners, great people like Jessica Siegel, to raise your financial literacy through real estate investing and entrepreneurship. Jessica Siegel, where you at?
So I'm in my office right now, trying to wind down a few things for the day. It was a crazy week, but I wanted to update you on a couple of things that came up because I know your viewers will benefit from it. The first update I want to give you is we've done a few videos about this business divorce lawsuit that I'm up to my eyeballs in.
Oh, yeah.
Where the two business partners decided to go their separate ways, and it has not been amicable. And one of the things we talked about was, the opposing counsel had moved to dismiss all of my claims, and I had things for.
Bring us up to speed, Jay. Give us a little bit of the background story.
Sure. So the background is basically an LLC exists. Two people decide, the owner decides to bring in a partner. They end up creating another business together. So now they're 50-50 partners in multiple businesses. The allegation is that there was breach of fiduciary duty. And what that means is, as owner of the company, you're obligated to do what's in the best interest of the company, financially and business-wise. And they had a falling out. There's allegations that funds were not managed properly. Funds were improperly removed from the account for personal use. Funds were commingled between the different businesses. There's all kinds of issues.
Good Lord.
And most of the time, you're going to be able to on friendly terms, separate the business. But this didn't work out. And so we had to go to court. And it's a very, very expensive lawsuit because both business owners have to hire their own attorney. We need an independent accountant or auditor to come in and look through the books.
How much is that? But the auditor by itself?
Oh yeah, that's $10,000 easily, and plus attorney's fees before you even make it to the trial. Right. So, one of the issues, though, which I think is relevant and I want to talk about, is the business partner, the opposing client, sent emails to their customers, basically accusing my client of theft, of stealing property from the company, stealing money from the company. And so in my lawsuit, I included a claim of defamation. Okay, so that's what I want people to be aware of. If you go out an email on social media, or even just talking to people face to face, and you disparage somebody's reputation, you accuse them of committing crimes, and it affects their reputation or their business, they can sue you for that, for money damages. So we included that in our lawsuit, and the opposing counsel tried to get that charge dismissed, and I was worked very hard on that. I know one of our last videos, it was one of those weeks I had spent hours and hours on that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm happy to say the judge agreed with me and denied the motion to dismiss. So we get to go forward to trial. In addition to the breach of fiduciary, the fraud, I get to go forward with defamation charges, which is significant because my client has the potential to get, real money damages for that.
Mm-hmm.
So I always caution people, just because you're angry at your business partner, keep it to yourself. Don't go onto social media. Don't send emails disparaging people because it could come back to actually cost you money. If you tell lies about somebody and it's shared electronically, could really damage somebody's reputation or their business.
Especially now when we're at the speed of light. I mean, you could tell a million people.
Yes. And of course, it's not true. The client didn't steal anything. And it's embarrassing. And, it was just really dirty. So
what's the motive for that? Just to make it nasty? I mean, who takes time to do that? That was something that somebody said, I'm going to purposely do this, take time out of my day.
Right. I can't even begin to imagine why people do the things that they do.
Yeah,
people are very self-motivated, a lot of narcissistic personalities out there. And I think whenever you're dealing with money, there's a lot of emotion involved and people don't think clearly.
I'm sorry.
So that was interesting. So that's my tip of the week. When you're angry at someone or your business partner, or maybe your contractor didn't pay you, or somebody, whatever happened, don't take it to social media. Don't put it out there.
So he ain't worth 5 cents. Let me tell you this.
Yeah. Like the Google reviews and things like that. Be careful with that.
So those things have some teeth.
Yeah. I mean, look, truth is a defense. If somebody sues you, if it's true, you can say, well, it is true. These things happen. Mm-hmm. But if you're making up lies, they're not true, then you can be sued for that. So we'll see where that goes. But I was very, very pleased to see that the judge agreed with my argument and we can go forward and let the jury decide whether there was defamation.
You got to go through a jury? That's so expensive.
Oh, we're going to gear up for depositions. There's going to be a lot of money spent.
Are you doing
It's terrible. I feel bad. I will eventually. Yeah, we'll get there.
See you in action on a deposition, Jay. I bet are you a beast? You're pretty.
I've been, Well, I'll say this. I've learned that you have to be calm and quiet and you get a lot more information that way. You have to be very in control of your emotions.
Depositions, man, they are I love them. I'm just like, are you lying now or were you lying then?
Yes. I love to question people about their own words, and nothing gets them more rattled. Or the best is when you show them an email that they sent that is in direct contradiction to what they just testified to over, under oath.
Jay, I can imagine. What did you mean by
stuff?
This? Oh my goodness!
I'm going to write a book one day.
Real estate.
But the other thing,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you go ahead.
Jay, real estate is a lot. Like, I'm glad we're talking about depositions. Real quick, before the framework here, can you explain to my rounduppers what a deposition is for people that may not understand?
Sure. So unlike criminal cases where you have to have live testimony, in civil cases, which civil meaning for money damages, you can take depositions, which is a statement under oath. The attorney basically in somebody's office asks questions under oath. The stenographer takes down all the testimony. And it's used as a discovery tool before you get into the courtroom to get as much information as you can. They're very important. A case can be won or lost at the deposition.
Are they
it's your chance to ask.
Is it video?
Sometimes, most of the time, people don't want to pay for it to be a video. But some people will pay a video person to come in and record it if they want the jury to really see what they looked like.
Yeah,
their personality. And I did that on one of my cases. Though it was a boyfriend and a girlfriend fighting over a piece of property that they both were on the deed. And I wanted the jury to see how hostile she was. Mm-hmm. So I used I paid a videographer to take her deposition and she hated it. I mean, it made her so mad. And it really showed accurately like how mean and nasty she really was to him.
I bet.
And to me and to pretty much everybody. And that case settled, I think, because we brought in that video.
Good.
But most of the time, people don't want to pay for that.
Mm-hmm.
But the nice thing is, if your witness is unavailable at trial, or you don't really need to pay them to come into court, they can't miss work. You can just read the deposition testimony into the record for the trial. You can't do that in a criminal case, but in a civil case, you can.
Mm.
So the deposition is a very, very good tool for civil attorneys.
Gotcha.
And I will probably prepare more for the deposition than I would even sometimes for trial, because if you need to get everything for that deposition, and then the deposition is your tool for trial. If you don't prepare for that deposition, you walk into court, you have no clue what witnesses are going to say.
Mm. Okay, so you did the depositions, but
yeah.
Good.
So as we get closer to that, that'll be a few months away. We'll keep you posted on that.
What I was saying about real estate was, my mentor used to be like, man, you need to go into talking to these sellers. Sometimes you have to be like you're dealing with, act like an attorney when you're talking to sellers. You know the answer, but you need to bring it out so you can get this conversation started. Is that kind of like something?
Yes.
Go ahead. I'll let you take it.
Yes. Yeah. No, I agree with you. Sometimes I know the answer, but I want to see how they're going to answer it. And I want to see how their body language is and what their emotion is on their face. Because our job when we're trying to buy a property is to kind of figure out, what are the seller's needs? How can I make this deal happen? Mm-hmm. So if you are getting them talking, you get to see what's the triggering event. What's the emotion behind it? What do they need to accomplish this deal?
I love it. Even with the repairs, I mean, I know that they do not want to do the repairs, Jay, but I never come out and say that. We always let them bring it up. I think it's just so important to let them talk. You know where you're going. It's almost like you can, I think it comes with just age and doing it forever. Okay. You kind of just almost like literally walk people down where you want them to go.
Yes. Yeah. And they don't expect it either, and especially if you're kind and compassionate,
like you,
and you're not coming at them like a bulldog. You're not in their face. You're not accusing them. It's all how you talk to people. It's how you get information.
And it's just an agreement. I don't think we're doing anything underhanded. I think we are just, we agree to do business together, or we don't, I mean, you don't have to do business.
Absolutely. I think that good communication skills are vital in any business, in any area. And so if you can take some classes on that, watch YouTube videos on that, read books on it, it's like anything else. It's a learned skill.
That's right.
Yeah. There's the Never Split the Difference, right? Chris Voss. It's a great tool.
Never Split the Difference. I heard about that one. I need to get you tell me about that.
I thought you read it. I read it. And he teaches you how to negotiate. It's a great book.
I love reading negotiating books, man. Every book, even if you get one thing out of it, is worth $20,
Absolutely.
My biggest problem is, I'll let you go. My wife, I can't get my wife to do anything, Jay. She always thinks I'm manipulating. I mean, I just want a boiled egg. I'm like, can I get a boiled egg? She's like,
you got to let her, listen, the other person has to think that it's their idea.
Anyway, man.
Right? Yeah. So the other really, I think, good thing to talk about that came up this week is, I do LLC setups in New York, and I sell, my template for the operating agreement. A lot of people like to do it online themselves, which is fine. But I always talk to people about why you need an LLC. That's typically a consultation. It's a new business. Maybe they've been operating as a DBA, doing business as, and they're thinking about whether or not they should be an LLC, and if they want to spend the money to set it up. And I keep telling people over and over again, if you're in any sort of high risk business, you really should have the LLC, because it separates your personal from your business assets. And it protects you if somebody sues you from going after your personal home if you have like business assets and things like that. Mm-hmm. So in this particular case, again, it's a high risk company, it's a construction company. They have company trucks, a variety of company equipment and tools as a DBA, doing business as, in their personal names. They do not have an LLC. So
crazy.
in their personal life, they're in a car accident. They cause a car accident, and their insurance is going to cover some of the injuries. But this person who's injured is going to sue the driver. And because the business assets are in their personal name, all of those business assets could now be attached and forced for sale if they get a lawsuit judgment against them for personal injuries. And so that's what I keep trying to convey to new businesses, small businesses, but also very established. I mean, they're an established business. They make money. They have equipment. They have tools. And because of that, now all of that is at risk for to be forced sale to satisfy a lawsuit.
That's nasty, Jay.
Yeah. So, again, they didn't have $1 million umbrella on their car, which we've talked about is really cheap.
I got mine.
Yep. And you have to set up an LLC to separate your business assets. Put those things in a company name and have your insurance on those, and keep your personal and your business separate. And likewise, if one of the employees goes out and hurts somebody in a company vehicle, then you don't have to worry about your personal house being on the line if you're sued. So it works both ways.
I think we get lazy as business owners been in business so long. We're like, yeah, we'll get to it.
Yeah. And well, also my biggest thing is nobody thinks it's going to happen to them. They're always like, that happens to other people. I'm going to roll the dice. What are the chances that that'll happen to me? And all day long, I have people in my office who will say to you, I didn't think it would happen to me.
Golly.
And now here I am. And now it's like, what do I do now?
Cleaning up.
So, yeah. So, give it some serious thought if you don't have an LLC for your rental properties. So important. So important.
Yeah, man. Wow. You can layer that with a land trust. But Jay, so you're going to give we got your operating agreement. You're going to let my rounduppers get it. You're going to let them purchase that with this video here too, Jay? Sure.
Yes. I'd be happy to do that. And absolutely. We've talked about layering asset protection with the land trust and the LLC. And, in today's society, everybody sues for millions of dollars. You really have to take the time and protect yourself.
My mentor says, litigation is a tool. It's nothing more.
Yes, that's right.
To round up, Jessica go to the link below. Jessica is so gracious to let us have her at a huge discount, if I may add. I don't know. I know you'd probably sell it for double, but Jessica's allowed us to have her thing here. Or what is it? What is it, Jay?
So the LLC operating agreement. So like if you go online to to LegalZoom or one of those services, and you have them file your LLC, they're not going to give you an operating agreement for your LLC. And you really need that. It's important to have it. It basically lays out all the rules of your business, and it helps you comply. It helps you if you need to open up a bank account or get any financing. They usually want to see your operating agreement.
Yeah.
So it's very helpful to have that.
So,
and, certain states have publication requirements, things like that. So like in New York, I do it for my clients. I set up the LLC, I do the publication, I prepare the operating agreement. They're going to pay well over $1,000 for that. But if you're going to take care of it yourself and you just want the operating agreement, we can provide that for very, very reasonable price.
Yep, down below. Rounduppers, there you go. So Jessica's operating from been an attorney since 2000.
And the other thing I wanted to tell you is I love what you've been teaching about rent to own. And I'm going to try and do that with my rental property. I listed it on Craigslist for the first time that way. Rent to own, lease option, both ways.
What?
And I listed it as a traditional rental also on like Zillow.
Okay.
And I've actually gotten more calls about the rent to own option.
Really?
Yes. So that's what I'm going to be working on I'm showing it. I've been showing it for a few weeks. I do a lot of screening.
Now, what pushed you? And this is not unusual, Jay. I mean, most people are kind of get some resistance to the rent to own stuff. What pushed you over the? What made you kind of embrace it?
Well, you convinced me because my thought was, well, if I have to be willing to actually sell it, with the rent to own, that has to be like, because my thought when I first bought it was, I'm going to hold on to it and then have an asset when I retire. And so I was like, well, if I do rent to own, then I lose my asset and, whatever. But so then after really watching a lot of your trainings and doing some research myself, I realized like you said, most people don't actually buy it. So I put as the sale price, when I talk to people, my wish price, not necessarily what I would actually put it on the market for, but if somebody like the make me move price.
Yeah.
And if they want to buy it at that price, then I'm happy to sell it.
Let me ask you though, even if you did sell it at the price, could you not go out and buy another one?
Yes. And that's what really I started to think about. And I'm like, well, that's what I should be doing.
Wow, Jay,
yeah.
I'm honored.
There's no, it's a win-win situation. And you really helped me look at it differently.
So that I did a video about lease options last week. That house was butt ugly.
Oh my God. Well, honestly, that's the video I watched. Right. And after I saw that video, I was like, oh, come on. I have to do it. Like if you can do it with that house, I mean, I know I could do it with mine.
Yours, no doubt, is probably 100 times.
Yes. I mean, and I've put 50 grand into renovations into this house. It's a really nice property.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's great property. And if I sell it, I'll make the money back. I have no doubt. So I don't regret that. And I get great rent for it. But that being said, I'm the one doing the maintenance. Like it's every time I have to call in a painter or whatever, like I don't want to do it anymore. And I saw how you set that up. Let them paint it. Let them repair it.
Did you see the before and after of that?
Oh my God. And they just walked away from it.
I mean, that's just,
right. I mean,
well, they're still in it, but I mean, I have tons I can show you before and after they walk.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I do my video I record. But Jay, I have a bunch of those videos, right? But I just can't put them out. I've got so many. Like I'm coming in the house, tenant gave me a down payment, moved out before and after. I need to do it. I've got dozens where they just move out, Jay. They just move. They just whatever. Yeah.
So that's going to be my new. I'm going to try it.
Yes.
I'll keep you posted.
Jessica Siegel doing lease options on your boy. All right, let's go. I got to get out of here.
All right, go ahead. Great talking to you.
Yeah, it was one question I saw I wanted to see about. Somebody had, can you get sued? Here you go, Maya. I don't want to forget.
What happens if the trustee is sued? Can you lose the property? Well, the trustee, you would only lose the property if you lost the lawsuit. The trustee is typically not, the beneficiary, the trustee, anybody who either party can hire an attorney to represent.
The trustee goes down the street, murders somebody, and they get sued. That's what we want to know. If the trustee gets sued.
Oh, for his own personal stuff.
Personal, nothing to do.
No, totally separate. No.
That's what I wanted to hear.
No, not at all.
They're scared.
And the trustee can be replaced. If you find out your trustee's been arrested for drug possession, just replace the trustee with somebody else.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, Jay, let me go.
All right. Have a great one. Talk to you soon.
Oh, round up. I forgot. Don't forget, subscribe to my channel. And Jessica's operating agreement is at the link below. She put this together. I watched her do it meticulously. What is it? 5 pages? I don't even know. But you can download it right below. Get an attorney drafted operating agreement, correct?
Yes, please. Protect yourselves.
There you go. LLC. Okay. Thanks, guys. Bye, Jay.
All right. Have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye.